Hey, all right, cool. Technical difficulties. Thank you everybody for stopping by. What's going on? Vega here for SerpentX Tech. Welcome back to another episode of Caffeine Crypto, where I welcome you to join me with your favorite caffeinated beverage choice as we go over this week's crypto news. If you don't like coffee, tea, energy drinks, then go grab some water as we just chilled this Saturday and chat. Yeah, that works. Couldn't see the chat either. That was kind of annoying. What's up, Tech Man, Automatic Beats? Appreciate you guys stopping by. Crypto Pounder 4. Hope you all having a great day. A lot of red. A lot of red. Bitcoin dominant sitting around 63.2%. Ethereum down below 2,500. Bitcoin down to 103. Was 105 just the other day. I think we hit 106 before pulling back. We'll look at the chart here in a second. There are some greens, right? Like XMR. A lot of stable coins obviously are green. SEI deep in the greens, but a lot of red. So the altcoins feeling the effects of it. Unfortunately, the FOMC meeting didn't go the way we wanted. Well, we knew it's not the way we wanted. We knew that was going to happen. We knew that the Fed wasn't going to cut. It's going to continue to sit. It's going to continue to wait. And again, I don't know how many times I need to say this, but rate cut, price go up. Rate pause, we chop sideways or kind of in a tight range. Rate up, then we go down even harder. And so the Fed's not going to do anything, even though the DJT administration wants them to cut. They don't feel, because of global tensions, economic conditions, tariffs, concern, uncertainty and doubt, FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt, they're not going to cut. So if we could get that cut, though, I'm sure you'll see some of your favorite stocks and crypto rise. Unfortunately, they're very correlated, on tune with each other, and yeah. So anyways, you can see this past week, which started around the 15th, 16th. Basically, we started higher than we were. Peaked a little bit higher on Monday, going all the way up to 109K. Looked like, people were calling for a new all-time high. Didn't get near that. And then we pulled back. Percentage-wise, just for this week, from top to bottom, was 6.8%. 6.08%, excuse me. So we fell quite a bit. And that's nothing. In the grand scheme of things, 6% ain't nothing, right? Remember, this is the same token that is capable of doing 15, 20%, 25% in a blink of an eye, making you either winners or losers. Just depends. Most of the community, at least most of the community that watch this channel, should be winners. But, some of us had to take profit. Some of us had to sell some of the assets in order to keep, living, providing for our family. But I know many of us are still accumulating and trying to stack as much as possible, which is exactly what I'm doing. So we got some news articles to go over. But if you have any questions, comments, concerns, please feel free to drop it in the live chat, wherever you're watching, on X or Twitch or YouTube. Appreciate you guys. No, it's not whiskey in the coffee cup, though. I probably, my favorite drink is, what is it? How do I spell it? Belvini? Yeah, Belvini. This stuff. This is my favorite. Scotch whiskey. Yeah, these are one of my favorites, to be honest. If anybody wants to buy me a bottle, let me know. But moving on, Bitcoin rally to 120K possible if Fed eases rates due to tariff and war impact. We're going to talk a little bit about that, of course. Hypersell heating up. Brace for a 37 trillion Fed price earthquake as Trump suddenly flips. Nakamoto holding secure 51.5 million to expand Bitcoin treasury. Bitcoin knots gain ground. Will a chain split kill BTC price? Norway plans to temporarily ban any new mining facilities from coming online. Pro-Israel hackers destroy about 90 million, almost 100 mil in Iranian crypto exchange. Solana, XRP, and Dogecoin ETF approvals in 2025 are getting better. People are predicting a Bitcoin blast off, altcoin, rise. When that will be, like I've been thinking, it's probably not going to be altcoin season until 2026, to be honest. But I mean, people are still bullish on it. This is pretty interesting news. This is more like tech related, but wearables have been getting more and more popular. So MIT news, we'll talk about that. Tom's Hardware, AMD's partnership with Microsoft and how it could be good news. And CoinMarketCap got hacked, or something happened on the front end to where every time you go to it, it wants you to connect your wallet. I warned about it on my X post. I'm not sure if you guys saw it. I'm pretty sure it's fixed by now. Matter of fact, let's go find out. Let's go tease. So it wasn't popping up on the home page, but the moment you click like a token or something, it would pop up asking you to connect your wallet. Doesn't look like it's doing it now, which is good. But yeah, that was very annoying because it would pop up when I'm trying to get data and information. That has since been fixed, but that was very weird. Hopefully CoinMarketCap and all the various websites that we love, right? Whether it's ASIC miner value, which probably isn't so much a target as some of these other websites, whether it's CoinMarketCap, Coin360, name your site here, TradingView, whatever it might be, are more of a target for hackers to kind of do a front end, redirect, and try to get you to connect your wallet so it can drain, right? These wallet drainers are still very much popular. People are still losing their funds. People are still falling for stuff, clicking links they shouldn't be. As a YouTuber, by the way, before we get into today's news, as a YouTuber, you're constantly being hit with fictitious phone calls, text, emails, right? Like the most popular one on YouTube right now is the rotten seed, which Brandon Coin has covered, but I've also covered myself, which is where you see in the comments down below, probably below this video, once it's live or released and not live anymore, is them asking for help and giving you an actual seed phrase, and then people are like, why would you give us your seed phrase? And they go and put it in their wallet. It could be a dormant thing. Any funds you put in that wallet will get siphoned, and a lot of people try to be sneaky and like, oh, you know what? I'll just put it in. I want to see if they got any funds, and there's no funds in there. And they're like, oh, there's nothing in there, and then they forget about it. They leave it in there, and they forget about it, and so they're putting funds in their wallet, thinking they're putting in their normal wallet, but they put it in a wallet where the rotten seed phrase was used, and now that person is, been sitting there monitoring, waiting 1 year, a month, 2 years, 3 years down the road for you to mess up, forget that you did use it, and then grab those funds out, and you're stuck like Chuck. So that's a very popular one. Rotten seed phrases are still prolific, and I can't keep fighting it, but I do the best I can. And the second one is getting communication sent to me where YouTube shared a private video with you, and PDFs, Excels, hey, here's a business proposal. Would you like to partner with us? Please open this proposal, and then you open the proposal, and it's a malicious file. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, but that's just the world we live in these days. Moving on, Bitcoin rally to 120K possible if Fed eases rates due to tariffs and war impact. The Federal Reserve may cut rates early if global trade, the energy supply, or the U.S. relationship with the Middle East deteriorates. This was 21 hours ago. A weakened dollar could be followed by an acceleration in Bitcoin price. The United States, or the Fed, held interest rates steady at 4.25 on Wednesday in a decision that had been widely anticipated by investors. Right, again, there's a website where you could go and see the probability of a rate cut, hike, or pause, and we were like 95% probability of just staying where we were, and that's exactly what happened. The next monetary policy meeting is scheduled for July 30th, so we got a long way to go, but the Fed could act earlier if major disruptions occur. On Friday, the federal Fed Governor Christopher Waller said that the policymakers should be looking to lower interest rates as early as next month. During an interview with CNBC, Waller explained that the Fed should slowly start to ease rates as inflation is not posing any major economic threat. While the likelihood of such a move remains extremely low, it's worth examining the potential impact on Bitcoin and the factors that might compel the central bank to shift away from the current cautious stance. Obviously, the tensions in the Middle East is not good for anybody. I don't care which side of the aisle you're on or what you believe and what race and what religion. I don't give a shit. War is never a good thing for anybody. It makes certain people richer and it makes other people poor or dead. So I don't really like it, but I understand defending yourself. Anyways, emergency interest and rate cuts are rare and usually follow a credit shock, geopolitical escalation, or a sudden breakdown of financial stability. The last such cut came in March 2020 when the Fed slashed rates by 100 basis points in reaction to the global spread of COVID-19. Investor sentiment plummeted during the early pandemic, and even gold dropped to 7-month lows. Still, the long-term impact favored risk assets. And by the way, I'm seeing a lot of predictors, right? A lot of services that predict the price of an asset. Kind of predicting Bitcoin to sit around this level for months. And there's really nothing that would change, I guess, their mind unless there was a big spike up in something, whether it is the war, whether it is, peace talks, whether it is easement on the terrorists or something big that has reverberating effects around the world, not just the US, but around the world. So yeah. Despite adoption by major corporations as a treasury reserve, Bitcoin remains strongly correlated to tech stocks. Between March and May 2025, its 30-day correlation with the NASDAQ 100 stayed above 70%. Investors continue to view Bitcoin as a highly beta play on future economic growth. Rising tensions in the Middle East have reemerged as a major risk, macro risk. And then here's a point too. What is this? The Strait of Hormuz handles roughly 20% of worldwide oil and gas supply. Any disruption could increase energy costs. And I think there was something going on about blocking that strait. I'm not as up to the political news or the geopolitical news, but yeah, I mean, a major disruption to the flow of goods, oil, whatever, to various, EU, Canada, South America, United States could bring, higher gas prices and a bunch of issues, which is funny because I'm trying to get my car working, and that's gonna be more gas I have to buy because I got to keep Joseph's running, the Subi, the Weiss, and the TL now. I'll figure it out. But definitely could. I really wish that the crypto market would be marching towards, past a new time high. Like I was really looking forward to Bitcoin being already at 125K and then rising up. But that is not the case. The tariff news definitely took some wind out of the sails. And I think the hype just run out. So the bears kind of have the lay of the land, and they have to run the room, and they want price to go down, which I'm sure the centralized players probably would like that because they just get to gobble up more and more of the crypto asset of their choice. All right. Trade is very fragile. If the temporary tariff truce between the U.S. and China collapse, if key partners like Canada and EU abandon negotiations, U.S. exports could suffer. To counteract weakening demand and protect the domestic industry, the U.S. Fed may resort to rate cuts that support credit expansion and investment. Higher interest rates don't increase the federal debt, but they complicate financial costs. A 20-year Treasury yield has climbed to 4.9% from 4.6% over the past 3 months, and a sign investors still doubt the inflation is under control. The market is demanding higher premiums, signaling uncertainty about the Fed's stance. So I don't think the strategy of the current administration is working the way they were expecting to. Will they get it under control? I can't tell you. I don't have a crystal ball. But all of this, right, the Treasury, where they were trying to get it under control, drop rates, get the debt under control, is not really going the way that I think they intended. So they got a lot of work to do.